Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a replay and a shoutcast between myself and Shiny Gerbil here on Scrap Station. Shiny Gerbil, the blue Zerg player, am spawning over here on the north hand side at the 12 o'clock position. Meanwhile, here I am as the red Terran player spawning over here at the 3 o'clock position. And Shiny Gerbil asking me, did you play StarCraft 1? I say a little. He asked me for my IC Cup ranking, and I shiver in my chair just a little bit and I'm going, never, I was never that good. So I already know that Shiny Gerbil is going to be quite a challenge for me, and I'm hoping that I was hoping that he was ranked very, very low in terms of his ranking on the IC Cups, but we'll see how this game goes. And Shiny Gerbil says, yeah, I play SC1 a lot. So we'll see how this game goes, and the game should be interesting as a Zerg versus Terran on Scrap Station. Here I am gonna go ahead and build out the supply depot. Pretty much a standard opening, nothing too different than my real opening. The only thing I don't like about Scrap Station is this very, very wide choke point. This very, very wide choke point, and makes it very, very difficult for Terran players to really wall off anything. They need to get 3 supply depots, and getting that early supply depot or getting that 3rd supply depot just makes it more of a hit on your economy when you would rather be producing units. Taking a look at Shiny Gerbil, I'm gonna come in and move around with this SCV. I need to figure out if he's in fact trying to do a fast expansion, or if he's going to try to do tech. There's 2 styles of gameplay that I've seen in the current beta so far. It is either a Zerg player sticks with single hatchery, goes spawning pool, and then attacks 2 Marauders, or they go for an early hatchery, go for a spawning pool, and get minimal base defense and then tech the Hydralisk. So depending on what strategy the Zerg player goes, I need to counter with the correct units. Spawning pool now finally down, and I see that with that spawning pool and an extractor, I'm assuming that he will be in fact going roaches. So I need to start producing some Marauders, but at this point in time, this is a lesson that I learned after this game, so I am putting down a reactor. So future reference, if you ever see the early spawning pool, then you know that in fact he is going to be going for roaches. Taking a look at the drone count right now, he's sitting at 14 drones compared to my 15. I am in fact upgrading that orbital command center right now. Going to be a little bit delayed because I need to get that final supply depot and into position. A Marine now being trained up as well. Kind of wish that was in fact a tech lab. Coming around, I in fact see this roach warren being built in that back of the base. So SCV now going to be running off that queen, going to be injecting larvae, so that it's going to be spawning 4 larvae in just a second, and that inject larva is such a powerful ability. Going to be able to just spawn 7 units all at once, and I think he's going to have an army of 7 roaches in just a moment. Let's see how that really works out for him. These are already roaches, and these hatcheries now coming out going to turn into roaches as well. Yeah, so they are 75 and 25, so very, very inexpensive units. And now once again injecting larvae again, trying to get four of those larvae up and running. Taking a look at this, I only have Marines, no Marauders at this point, so that's a little bit of my fault. I thought I built a tech lab, but I accidentally built another reactor core, and this game already not going well for me as I'm building a reactor core and I don't realize it. Also building a factory as well, as I want that factory in order to be able to produce some siege tanks. Now I have these Marines in position, and I'm gonna move these Marines in position, and once I realize that's a reactor core, I'm gonna lift it off, move away, and then try to build another tech lab, and hoping that he does not hit me anytime soon. But the roaches are in fact already coming up. Those roaches with that 2 armor and that 16 base damage, it should be able to just really push through this whole entire front door if he had sight. Roaches now coming up. Roaches luckily only have a range of 3, so it is a very, very small range. Now trying to take down some of these units. The Marines in fact have a range of 5, so they're able to shoot from the comfort of that, from behind that supply depot. And wow, what is going on? Yeah, from the comfort behind that supply depot, and we have some roaches now trying to push off in once again. Overlords all around the map, and we finally have an additional hatchery coming in from Shiny Gerbil. Shiny Gerbil sitting on a lot of 16 drones right now compared to my what 20 or 18 drones, but I do in fact have a mule, so that mule will be able to play a pretty large significant role. Now finally getting those marauders that I've been desperately wanting and needing, and also getting that starport. So that starport am going to be producing medevacs and eventually some Vikings. Marauders once again just hiding out in the gas right there, hiding out in the vents, trying to see if there is an expansion. No expansion, trying to come back up, and now those Marauders going to start engaging. Those roaches trickly trying to test this front door, realizes that there's still a large group of Marines and Marauders up in this position, so those Marauders should be able to deal a fair amount of damage towards those roaches if they do in fact try to push through. So those roaches just sitting on that low ground, not quite sure what they want to do at this point. 12 roaches. Taking a look at the metabolic rate of a roach, that metabolic rate healing not that quickly, because it is not burrowed right now. Now getting some turrets up in the air or turrets on the ground to shoot down any units up in the air. Kind of worried about a Nidus Canal, as he's currently in a layer and now getting to burrow tech, so he's going to be able to burrow those roaches and use that very well. I do grab a sensor array. Now the sensor array gives you extended range everywhere. You really want to use that sensor array here. I'll go ahead and show you what my line of sight currently looks like. You see all of those little exclamation marks right here, so that you do know that there are in fact units sitting in that position. It's also very good and useful against, what's it called? It's very useful against the Nidus Canal. Wow. Trying to move this. It's here. What the heck? I set the affinity. Okay, there it goes. I'm sorry about that. I'm posting this on my channel, not StarCraft Legacy. Okay, so these units now trickly trying to stimp up and try to start slowing down some of these units. And Marauders we have those roaches trying to come back and try to heal, but those Marauders getting engaged and then getting slowed down even more, so more roaches getting taken down. So the roaches trying to fight back against these Marines. Medevacs up in the air, just finishing off this roach army. So medevacs and Marauders quickly taking down that main army. Unfortunately for me, with that double queen ability, with 2 queens, 1 queen on the north side and 1 queen on that south side, Shiny Gerbil was in fact able to mass up a very, very large number of roaches. It's currently sitting on what was that 11 roaches and still producing more roaches. So his macro is definitely stronger than mine right now. So I know a lot of players used to say that a Zerg with an expansion is equivalent to a Terran without one. I don't think that's the case any longer. Especially with queens. Queens are able to inject larvae and saturate those expansions so quickly that it's kind of difficult. Gonna go ahead and try to drop back down over here on this position, trying to delay this mining, and I want to try to take down this Roach Warren. If I can take down this Roach Warren, but now those Roach Warren are able to moving very, very quickly on that creep. And I'm going to be forced to move my units back up into the air. I'm a little bit of a misplay coming from me in just a moment. There are overlords all over the map, and Shiny Gerbil sitting at 63 over 68, and now that queen, the 2 queens coming in, so we're going to lose this one medevac as well. I think there's another wait, hold on. I think this medevac's still sitting here. I don't think I kept track of them. I lost them on that mini-map. Going to try to move back up. So there's 2 units on this medevac, and now those roaches just trying to scamper around, just trying to make sure that I am not dropping onto any positioning right now. Getting more Marauders, so 3 Marauders trained, a couple more Marines, and in fact I have the stimp tech. I do not have the combat shield, and I will be getting the infantry upgrades. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay as I try to regather myself.